Hey, welcome to Vic Knows the Vibes, where every chat is a vibe check. I'm your host, Vicky, here to explore life's nuances with you. Are you ready to dive in and vibe together? Welcome to Vic Knows the Vibes officially. Thank you to whoever is listening right now from wherever. I am so very excited to finally get this podcast going and hit record on my mic. I have been wanting to start this podcast for a while now, honestly, and there were so many different things that I felt were holding me back from actually starting. And the biggest one was fear, fear of having a perfectly curated social media page and a beautiful background and the perfect look and the perfect sound and perfect. And I got in my head until one day I just realized, it's about starting and figuring it out as you go. I think in this day and age, especially on social media, it's so easy to compare yourself to millions of creators who are doing it big. They're doing great, but you compare them to yourself and the equipment you have and your background and your apartment and what it looks like on your devices, and it's so easy to talk yourself down. And I didn't want to do that. So I said, you know what? This is a hobby or a passion project, if you will, and it doesn't really matter what comes of it. I just want to do it because I enjoy it. So that's kind of what led to Vic Knows the Vibes. I wanted to start a podcast that essentially can develop or encourage a community of young Black women in their early 30s, because that is still young, okay? It's still young, that can just share their insights and experiences and hopefully provide some guidance to those older or even younger. I feel like life really be lifing sometimes, and it's so easy to feel alone in this world. It's so easy to feel behind and as though no one's going to understand you because you should have been doing better and acting better. And so I'm hoping that with this podcast, we're able to just be vulnerable and really show our true faces and allow ourselves to feel supported and heard and seen. And so, yeah, I'm excited to just discuss life's nuances with you guys and do some vibe checks and check ourselves. I feel like that's important too. Accountability is very important, and sometimes we do need to check ourselves. And so, that's kind of where I want to start this podcast and see where it goes. Again, this is more so just a hobby or a passion project. I will say one of the reasons why it took so long for me to do this was because I was trying to figure out how I could turn this into revenue or income, and I feel like that's very common in today's society. Every side hustle, every passion, every hobby has to be making you money. Otherwise, it's as though it's not worthwhile and it's useless. And I just want to get back to the idea of having a hobby or having a passion and doing it because you enjoy it. It makes you happy. It takes your mind off of things. And so, you know, I did the important work of Googling the definition of a hobby because I really wanted to be known that this is not, if money comes from this, great, but I truly just want it to be something fun and exciting and chill. And I wanted to make sure I knew what I was talking about, guys. So, a hobby, as defined by Google, is an activity done regularly in one's leisure time for pleasure. Example, her hobbies are reading and gardening. So for me, one of my hobbies is podcasting. And so, yeah, this is essentially what this platform is going to be. I would love to have guests on this platform and just, again, hear from men and women, honestly. Although I said this podcast is kind of going to reflect or be in tune with Black women in their early 30s navigating life, I would love to have people from all different walks of life speak on their experiences because I feel as though everyone has a story worth sharing. And so, yeah, I'm really looking forward to what this is going to become. And I'm open. I'm open to any and everything that comes my way from this podcast in the most positive light. and I truly look forward to it. So, if you guys want to get on board with me, you can follow me on Instagram at Vic Knows the Vibes. That's VIC Knows the Vibes, all one word. And my podcast will be streaming on every major podcast platform, Spotify, Apple, and all the works. I will be posting regularly. Once I have my schedule down, I will share that with you. But I just wanted to do a really quick intro episode to let you guys know what's going to be coming your way. We're going to be doing vibe checks. We're going to be talking about growth, accountability, the things that you experience that you YouTube quietly on incognito because you don't want anyone else to know about or about to talk about it. Okay, there's no shame here. So I'm looking forward to it. Please like, please follow, please comment, please engage, and let's get some really good discourses going. And I just want to leave you guys with the takeaway vibe for today's mini episode, and that is doing it scared. I briefly touched on this in saying why it took me so long to even start this podcast, and fear. Fear was really at the root of it, and one day I just decided to do it scared. No matter what, I'm just going to try, and I know myself and I know that I will be proud of myself for trying as opposed to looking back on this down the road and kicking myself for not even attempting. So, the takeaway vibe is doing it scared. What are you about to do scared? Whether you're fully equipped or half equipped, what are you doing scared? I feel like there's a lot of positivity and blessings on the other side of fear, and it can really stifle you. So we're doing it scared, we're trying anyway, and we're going to see what's going to happen. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening. I will see you soon in our next episode. And until next time, bye.